Welcome to Yeadon Community News, your independent source for Yeadon Community News.
Monday, February 22, 2010, Yeadon residents are returning home from a hard day's work, shocked to find that the borough has been picking their pockets unknowingly since January 7, 2010. Their shock came as they opened letters addressed to all Yeadon taxpayers from Berkheimer Tax Administrator, who announced their pleasure at being appointed as the borough's quote-unquote earned income tax officer. The letter went on to inform residents that they would now be subject to a 1% tax on all earned income. This news comes as a complete and total shock to nearly 100% of the residents. Apparently, in an unpatriotic salute to the Japanese, Council chose December 7th as the date to attack our citizens. In an apparently specially scheduled council meeting where only 4 members were present, it was decided based largely on interim borough manager Paul Jansen's advice and persistence that all residents of Yeadon would now be subject to a 1% tax on all, quote, earned income, unquote, as defined under PA Act 511. The craziest part is that residents will come to find that this was voted on by only 4 people, 2 of which were in their last month of office. Now, how can all the residents be forced into something that passed in such a manner, where no real notice was given to the citizens of this special meeting with such huge consequences for all? It was being pushed into what Jansen described as, quote, means of diversifying the tax base and a tax source that grows, unquote. Why would they decide that they now need 1% of our pay? Especially only a week or 2 after the borough was upgraded by Standard & Poor's to A+, one of only 29 municipalities that got an upgrade out of hundreds, and one of only 5 that received a good rating versus a standard rating. In an attempt to hide this new huge tax burden, the council cut property taxes by a paltry 10%, which still equals an averaged increased tax burden to all residents, except seniors and the disabled, who, if they are property owners, will see an average of $150 decrease of their taxes, of which $40 will be taken right back with the increase of the refuse collection from $190 to $230, which is another ridiculous tax increase, especially with all the opportunity the borough has wasted with its exceedingly poor promotion of recycling. Be that as it may, this new earned income tax does represent an unwanted and wholly unneeded tax increase to more than 95% of residents. Based on 2008 numbers, the average property owner would save $150 with the property tax decreased, but lose $40 of it to the refuge tax increase, cutting the average savings to a mere $110. With an average median household income of $59,000 in 2008, the newly imposed earned income tax would mean average households would see a new taxation totaling $590. Even after subtracting the adjusted property tax decrease, average households can expect to lose some $480 of their hard-earned dollars to this unneeded, unwanted, and unjustified new tax. It will be up to residents to inform this mostly new council that this tax must be repealed, or they stand to lose their seats next election. Otherwise, this, quote, tax source that grows, unquote, as interim borough manager Jansen called it, will morph into a much bigger local government that will stop at nothing to consume all of this new revenue and then look for new ways to get even more. This consumption often comes in the form of backroom deals and friendly associations between government officials and companies and/or organizations that want special considerations. Take this interim borough manager Paul Jansen, former manager of Norristown and Coatesville. Lately, Jansen has been on a tear to get billboard approval, citing litigation in other municipalities. Now, Jansen's full business and government associations are not fully known by this reporter. However, Jansen's actions certainly come across as those that are not entirely above board, leaving more questions than answers seemingly everywhere he goes. Jansen has been interim borough manager in Yeadon since 2008, when he was appointed even after a caravan of residents from Coatesville came to Yeadon to the meeting to warn residents. Late December 2009, his name surfaced as a candidate for the interim manager of Radnor, and with it a trail of controversy, from a plan to take a family farmland for a golf course to reportedly leaving Coatesville millions of dollars in debt during his tenure from 1988 to 2005. Previously, he was manager of Norristown until August 2006, when he resigned the same day that the council acknowledged his administration had cost Borough $176,000 in an insurance payment mistake. The information you're seeing here came from citizen websites who successfully blocked his appointment to Radnor Township. It is this reporter's citizen's point of view that this newly elected group of reformers sitting on the council need to repeal this earned income tax, fire Paul Jansen, continue the effort for a forensic audit of the borough's books, and find a better way to promote recycling, which will increase the money the borough earns while reducing the cost, which is a true net savings for the taxpayer and the environment. Yeadon's next regularly scheduled council meeting is March 18th. We encourage all citizens to show up to this meeting and show them that we want action taken on this backdoor, last-minute effort to punish the voters through taxation that the old council left us with. To show our dissatisfaction that council can decide these matters without any real public debate, and to ultimately have this tax repealed, keeping unwanted hands out of the cookie jar. Thank you, and we'll see you there.
Yeadon Community News, your independent source for news and information.